I want to highlight an important feature as an evergreen addition. So this is not just for the Undertaker account, this is for any account. You see that right now I'm 4th in the rankings despite Nimwing being like ahead of me by quite a while in terms of also leveling up, as well as units, as well as other things. And by the end of the day, I'm expecting to climb back to 3rd place. This happens almost every single day. And you may ask, how does this happen if we know that Nimwing has all kinds of strange artifacts? For example, a purchased Battle of the or Swords of the Gods. It's not necessarily money purchase, but it might be the prestigious artifact component chest. Okay, twice open. And he has this artifact. This is must have been purchased because this has never appeared yet in the game. And you see that he's like way ahead. I could do the same thing because I have this chest in my inventory. So I could get Sword of the Gods from these 2 chests, and I could get another artifact from this chest, but I'm just hoarding. I prefer hoarding because there are some events where these boxes can be multiplied. So we're still in the mix, and how am I doing this at this stage? Only level 62, there is not much to be done. Now it's quite simple. You go down to the inventory and check if you have any roster boxes. If not, you can also purchase roster boxes from the marketplace, by the way. So not this one. Here you don't have any roster boxes. But for example, Conflux Plane. In Conflux Plane you get all the roster boxes. These ones. And then you refresh and you get all the roster boxes. And then you refresh and get all the roster boxes. I usually refresh the 50 ones, and if I have a lot of currency also the 100s, but I can manage with the 50s. And then unfortunately you have to activate the roster boxes. This is some useless extra clicking, so if I was part of the development team I would eliminate this useless clicking. Now that I'm here I'm also gonna do this. This makes perfect sense, synthesize, because it speeds up the ski rule stone usage. Now roster, you go here and maximize the roster most of the time. But this is not the big trick, most people do this anyway. The big trick lies here. You go to a unit, for example this one, and you check what this unit wants to make it strong. Fortress, charging, it's already happening. Chaos Union, it's already happening. So for Divine Heralds it's not much, but for champions you see something strange in the neighborhood. So you have champion, offensive, fortress, nothing really exciting or surprising. But you see that the fortress unit gets benefits from Chaos Union and Order Union. And similarly an Inferno unit, let's make it this one, gets some extra benefits from Chaos Union and Life Union. So Chaos and Life. And with that said, if you now check out the roster, first of all, look at Castle, it's full. Tower, is it full too? No, it's not full at all. So I keep Castle full because I have Judicator and some other units as well, but I couldn't care less about Tower. For Life, you have Rampart. It's empty on purpose. And you have Conflux somewhere, most likely also close to empty or fully empty. Why are they empty if I have Rampart units and Conflux units? I need them in, for example, offensive and all the others. For example, here you have 2 tower units. And I need them as well in Order Union. There you go. Order Union, these units. The 200 diamond purchase will happen sooner or later, but not yet. And also the Life Union. Where is the Life Union? And this unlocks on level 62 or so. That's where I have my Rampart and Conflux units. And the reason is that my champions, commanders and SSR units as well benefit in the alternate form. So from the alternate form union, so Life and all these. Most people don't do this. Most people just go and spend all their units on, for example, Rampart. And once Rampart is full, they will never even reach Life Union, and their Life Union is empty. That's why they are so weak. That's the big reason. And I do this strategically, so castle, fine. Range. You see, I don't have any in rampart. And in fact, I could optimize slightly. You see that I'm neglecting R and SR as well, because I have SSR, Commander, Champion, and Divine Herald mainly in my team at this stage, after about a month. So I'm neglecting these. For second teams, third teams, it doesn't hurt if you have some, so sometimes clicking here makes sense. Range, Chaos, Inferno, this stays. Charging stays. It's always more important. Fortress is something we play. Caster is fine. Order is fine. Castle is fine because we play Castle. Caster, Castle, Defensive, Offensive, Order, Ranged, HP, Caster, Fortress we play. Inferno we also play. Death we also play. Why do we play that? I'll soon tell you. So you see that here we cannot advance in SR. Let's see if we can advance in R. Castle, Order, Defense, Tower, Charging. R, Fortress, Charging, Stronghold. We're not playing Stronghold. So this means you can place it here. It's better. We even improved a bit in terms of ranking. And why do we need that union? That's the other question. If you go to Judicator, you see that the alternative form of Judicator, Order is the main one, Death is the alternative one. That's why. So if I go to roster and Death Union, I wouldn't be surprised if I exhausted all the Death Union units at this stage. You can see that. Defense, Commander, Charging, Defense, Caster, Offensive, Death, SR. See. I might recruit the Harpy from SR to Death Union, because as I said, we're not playing SR units anymore. So this helps the Judicator alone, but hinders all the SR units. So in cross-server game modes and Holy City and all these others where I have multiple teams, my performance is gonna be slightly worse, but in exchange, my main team is gonna be better. Given I'm not spending a fortune on the game, hint, this is like a huge spending. Hint, you see VIP 11 at this stage. So I'm not spending by far that much. For this reason, I need to secure diamond earnings, and I can secure diamond earnings in the arena mainly. Right now I'm in a way ahead, way behind situation, which means that I'm way ahead of everyone else below third place and way behind the first two because they are doing a spending war on some level, although I think Solvad is gonna just give up. Now, as long as they spend and as long as they are like unattainably strong in the eyes of other people, then because of the vacuum effect, that there is no vacuum to get sucked into for the first two positions, my third place is very well protected, because to reach third place people are not gonna spend a lot because it's just a third place. So I'm expecting to keep this way ahead, way behind situation for a while unless something changes. This is the reason why I have a 1-star hero, and that's fine with me at this stage. I don't need to be stronger at all. If I was in first place, everyone would be after me, obviously, and that would imply that I would have to dictate a different pace. So you see, this roster optimization helps quite a lot in staying ahead, and if you neglect some of these units in favor of other units, it's better. You don't need to use the Hungarian method or anything like a sophisticated math-wise to optimize, because that optimizes the score, but I do it based on utility and not based on overall score optimization. Because, for example, I would prefer having a strong Judicator than having all SSR units, or no, all R units or SR units stronger. And there are more R and SR units maybe in your formations as well, but I would prefer my main unit or main units to be stronger. That's how you advance. And now with this mini optimization, we're a bit closer to third place. We're gonna take it back relatively soon.